Hi there, listeners of the cast jury. Welcome to the Shawn1113 podcast show. I am your host, Shawn1113. If you love this content, please, everything in the description below will be right there for you. And also, thank you to each and every one of you who listen to this podcast anywhere, wherever you may be, and everywhere in the world. Anywhere and everywhere in the world, to be honest with you. And like I said, a lot of things, of course. Like, first of all, congratulations to Scotty Scheffler to winning the Masters. I picked it a couple of episodes or one ago and said Scotty Scheffler was winning the Masters. Well, that's exactly what happened there. So I want to make a roll call there. Also, the NHL and NBA playoffs are be underway as of this recording, if not already. So very exciting. NFL draft coming up at the end of next week. We'll have my thoughts on that when that happens. Just like I said, as we get into May, a lot of good things happen in sports. Major League Baseball ongoing. I'll give you my thoughts at a future episode, but it's pretty early in the season as well. Now, before I get to that, I gotta say something here about this Caitlin Clark situation. And, you know, it may not even matter. Everybody here's this fake outrage about, oh, well, she gets paid less and all that. The grifters, the same people who actually are against women's sports or against equal pay as well. Probably both, to be honest. I wouldn't worry about Caitlin Clark's salary because she made, and matter of fact, Angel Reese's money. They wish they had their money. Caitlin Clark's and Angel Reese's money. They made more in the NIL money when they're in college than the average WNBA salary, in my opinion. And endorsements as well. I mean, the money they're making in WNBA, which, by the way, has never made a profit in its history and still will not, even with these two ladies coming in, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Both of those, even with those two, they're still not going to make a profit, in my opinion. Hey, I can be wrong, but I don't think they're going to make a profit again. But all this fake outrage is so funny to me. It really is. Because these same grifters, these same people are they're the biggest, like I said, they're the biggest opponents to women's, they're the biggest opponents to women's sports and the equal pay, period. So that's my thinking on my bed. As for the WNBA season itself, I'm not going to watch much of it, maybe out of curiosity for a moment or two. But in large, no. We got real sports, actual real sports to watch, fortunately. So that's my opinion about it, that situation. Those two, but like I said again before, those two ladies already have more money and they can make it up a whole lot more than their salary. So this fake outrage, whatever. Anyway, let's get back to actual real sports like the NBA and NHL playoffs, respectively. Let's do that. Now, here's the playoffs starting on Saturday, April 20th, and going through. I mean, both of them are. The Cavaliers, Orlando against Cleveland. I'm going to pick Cleveland in that one. I'm going to East, by the way. Philadelphia versus New York. I'll pick the Knicks. Whoever comes out of that play-in game against the Boston Celtics, picking Boston. Pacers and Bucks. That could be an interesting one. You would not be surprised if the Patriots won, but I'm picking the Bucks. Although I am I'm not a big Doc Rivers fan by any stretch of the nation as a coach, winning one championship. But he's, in my opinion, he's about as overrated as Steve Kerr as an NBA coach. I'm sorry. No matter how many championships they won, they coached. But I'm picking the Bucks over the Patriots in that first round. Suns and Timberwolves. Oh wow, this is actually a tougher pick than I think. I'm gonna pick the Suns here. I really am. I'm gonna pick Phoenix. I'm gonna roll the dice on that. Lakers are much better team against Denver. I'm still gonna pick the Nuggets to beat the Lakers in a 7-game series. Mavericks and Clippers, Dallas and LA. I'm picking the Clippers here. And then whatever team, I'm hoping Sacramento. If it's Sacramento, I'm gonna pick Sacramento or New Orleans to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in that series. I don't think I don't think Oklahoma City is not the number one, not a weak number one, but I think they're going to get beaten in that first round. I really do, regardless. And that's even without Zion Williamson. If New Orleans, if it's New Orleans, they'll have a better chance to. The Thunder will have a better chance to beat them. If it's Sacramento, I'm going to pick Sacramento to go out of that play-in game and beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, in my opinion, on that one. I really do. Now the NHL playoffs, the most unpredictable playoffs anywhere. Here we go. New York Islanders and Carolina Hurricanes. I'm picking Carolina. Lightning, Tampa Bay and Florida. I'm picking Florida. Colorado and Winnipeg. Picking Colorado in that one. Then Vegas and Dallas. I'm definitely picking Vegas here. I'm picking Vegas, basically. The defending Stanley Cup champions. Then the LA Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers. I'm picking Edmonton. Nashville and Vancouver. I'm basically picking Vancouver here. Washington and New York Rangers. I'm picking the Rangers. And then the most interesting series of them all. Toronto and Boston. Once again. Well, the Boston Bruins are now considered the Dallas Cowboys of the NHL versus the Canadian version of the Dallas Cowboys. That's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Well, I'm going to pick Boston here. I'm going to roll the dice. Could they choke again? Absolutely. Either team. I think it's going to go to 4-7. I'm going to pick the Bruins here. As we go through the Stanley Cup and the NBA playoffs, I'm going to make my predictions as time goes on. But that's my picks. I'm going to put in the link to this. I'm going to put it in the description as well. And with that, and, finally said enough. I pretty much finally said enough. Or more than enough. And with that, that is the Shawn1113 podcast show. If you like this podcast, or if you love this content podcast, please put a 5-star rating, comment, like, subscribe, share this podcast, and put a voicemail if you can. Of course, Spotify will be in June to Riverside as well. So go ahead and get a chance to do that when you have a chance. And with that, thank you so much for listening to the show, to the Shawn1113 podcast show. And as always, please stay encouraged no matter what.